this week's retro movie reviews, and we are going to geek out over the planes, trains, and automobiles. 1987. John Candy, the legend, may rest in peace, and Steve Martin, who's just a comical genius as well, and just amazing. This movie brings back so much memories. Just to watch it as a kid, and there's one scene that always gets us. That when we were young, is when they had to share that bed, and then there was that funny tune.
Oh yeah.
And then he's looking at the one bed, and then the camera zooms into John Candy's face, and he smiles. It's the funniest shit ever. We used to die when we were kids.
That's that little. I don't know what it was about that little tune, but always because it was the uncomfortableness of John Candy's face.
Yeah.
And like it was such a little smile. But after he woke up, they were spooning each other.
Oh my god, that was another hilarious scene.
Where's your other hand?
Yeah, between two pillows. Those ain't pillows. But listen, this movie is exactly what you spoke about earlier, about being yourself and loving yourself. And that was John Candy.
Yeah.
John Candy was coming across as this annoying dude.
Yeah.
My guy's just trying to get home for Thanksgiving. He's going through all these struggles, like literally planes, trains, and automobiles to get home. Planes delayed, train crashes, and he's got this companion who we just met. John Candy, who is the most annoyingest dude. They end up sharing the bed together. My guy uses all the towels in the shower.
He wiped his face. He wiped his face with his underwear.
He dropped his bear on his side of the bed. All these sort of things, right? But John Candy has that emotional moment where he said, "I love me, and my wife loved me." Right, and we'll get to that part in a second, which is deep, because the ending is hard as well.
Yeah, very hard.
But he's just like, this is who I am, and I don't care what anyone thinks, And bro, I love that. That scene's so emotional, man, because you feel for him. Because at first you're like, this guy's annoying, bro. But then when he says that, you're like, you're right. Like he's just. And you know what? He was genuinely trying to help him get home. He did actually get home. He's just that character. It's like, I want to get you at home. My intentions are good. I want to get you home to your family. And what's heartbreaking at the end is it does take a hard twist where John Candy is constantly on planes, trains, and automobiles. He's got no home because his wife passed away. We didn't know that to the end, which is very heartbreaking moment and whatnot. It's very touching. But he is literally always on the go because he has no home. His wife was his home. His love was his home. People
like,
say home is where your family is, where your love is. People have that, and that was his wife. And without no wife, without no love, he had no home. So he was always on planes, trains, and automobiles, moving around. I found that, man, and the soundtrack at the end, which is a nice soundtrack again. I can't remember.
It's a classic one though.
Yeah, that's another great tune. But that film made me feel, man. John Candy's such a legend. Again, he's got such a happy face. I don't know what it is, but Uncle Buck, Cool Running. He's just got this happy, jolly face, man.
Again, he's got a massive catalogue of movies. Great. He's a great legend, bro.
Yeah.
In the comedy scene, he's a great legend.
I know Ryan Reynolds loves him as a Canadian as well. Right? Ryan Reynolds talks highly of him. Rotten Tomatoes 92. I'm not surprised. That's a great score, a great movie.
Yeah.
Steve Martin goes through some shit. Bro.
He does.
That's falling down without him going killing people, bro. That's falling down.
He went for a lot. It wasn't that. It was the melted wallet, bro. That I don't know why that scene got me. And he was there. So do you accept this card? And it was all burnt up.
Well, that scene killed him as well because he had a Rolex, right? And he gave a Rolex, and then John Candy was like, Casio, which nowadays is pretty big, but it's $17 on a Casio. And the guy tells him, I'm going to have to say goodnight. We're in a room with a Casio. Oh, God, killed it, bro.
I'm going to have to say goodnight. I love that scene because he was like proper, he opened it and he proper placed it.
Oh, shit. Oh my god, that movie's just hilarious, man.
Sweat.
And just like again, the journey to get home. I mean, and then again, you'll do anything to get home. I mean, we spoke about John Candy not having a home, but Steve Martin literally trying to do anything to get home. And maybe this is one of those realization moments where he works for corporate. And this was in the 80s when corporate's like, he needs to go to a meeting. These days, you're like, I mean, guys, I gotta go. I gotta go see my family's Thanksgiving, and people were like, "Oh yeah, yeah, we understand."
Yeah.
This is back in the 80s, man. Shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah,
This is
you
like
need to be
cutthroat.
here.
Yeah. So, like, maybe for his character, this is a turning point. It's like, I'm not going through this shit anymore for my like to see my family. I'm gonna stay home, see my family. Fuck my job. Like maybe I don't know. It's what I got from it because I was like, man, if that was me, after that I'd be like, man, fuck this job, man. I want to be my family because he was saying like I need to spend more time at home and all this sort of stuff, and he did whatever he had to do to get home. And John Candy's character did whatever he had to do to
To get him, help him. Yeah,
help
yeah.
him out.
No,
And that's the I was gonna just touch on. That's a beautiful thing because he had no home, but he understands the importance of home,
of home.
which is why he wanted to do whatever he could to get Steve Martin home. It's beautiful when you think about it that way. It's really beautiful.
So the thing is, somebody won't take this. Like whoever's seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I don't think they will take that home with them and that depth of what that character is. Because when we saw it when we were younger. So when do you think we saw this? We saw it when we were way young.
Yeah, when we were kids.
What was the year on this?
1987.
So 1987, we saw it when we were kids, but then we saw it when we were teenagers. We still found it funny. Mid-20s, still didn't fully understand it. But I'm coming up to 40, and when I watched that last year, I was like, exactly what you said there was the importance of home. We spend 60 hours, 50 to 60 hours at work, which means you're not present. That there, bro, is a game changer.
It's different because we are 40. You got your family. I live abroad, and I keep talking about guys. I want to see you guys often. It's hard for me to be away.
Yeah.
Again, the importance of home. Like, bro, I've lived around the world. I've lived in a beautiful country.
Yeah.
When everyone has ever asked me, like, where's home? Where do you want to end up retiring or whatever? London. Now, London's a shithole, but I was born and bred here, but only because home is where my family is. You know what I'm trying to say? And this movie perfectly represents it. I would do anything to get home.
Yeah.
Like go through the stresses of traveling and all that sort of stuff, which is long. I don't like doing it, but you know, again, I think because we're older now, we appreciate those things. This is why I love revisiting these movies.
Yeah, they've been great, isn't it?
Yeah, you take away these things, man, because as kids, you might not see that. But this is what I take away from that movie. And John Candy and Steve Martin, fucking legends, bro.
Yeah. I mean, John, what do you call it? I mean, I know we lost John Candy a couple years ago, but Steve Martin still looks the same, bro.
Vampire. Him and
Martin Short.
Yeah.
Yeah, vampires, man. But no, bro, listen, great film, great ending, very heartfelt. You know, you've laughed throughout a whole movie.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, you're like, oh, my heart. John Hughes directed that.
John Hughes.
So John Hughes did like Home Alone and all the 80s movies you can think of.
Brilliant.
He's like,
he's got this vibe.
Yeah, the vibe. Yeah, he's got the vibe. That's it.
I'm gonna try and find the soundtrack because that is a nice sound. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Dun, 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 dun. And soundtrack. Who is it? Yeah, is this the one? It's good that we're together. We could just play shit and react to shit. Like
Kevin Bacon was in it.
Kevin Bacon in the beginning scene.
Yeah.
For the cab. Yeah. Oh no, this is a different soundtrack. Yeah, I can't find it. Hold on. I can take it now.
I do love some of the actors' profiles, like their photos. Like this guy here is like, yeah. You know, like when the guy was taking the photo, must have been like, yeah. His name's Ken Tipton. Ken Tipton. But this guy's mustache, Richard Fake. I said his name wrong. I'm sorry.
Close.
His mustache is on point. Like it's a really good Albert Einstein looking
mustache.
Like I'm as you guys can tell, I like facial hair, but that is a nice mustache. Who else?
Well, how come I can't find the soundtrack I'm talking about, bro?
I don't know. It's been quite widely used. Let me see.
I know exactly. I'm thinking of the last tune.
Yeah.
Specifically. No, I can't find it, man. I feel like it's called Every Time something.
Every time you go.
Yeah, something like that, exactly.
That's true.
Another great 80s soundtrack.
Oh, sorry, man.
Every time you go away.
Every time you go.
Yeah, bro, I don't care. This tune's fucking wicked.
It's the full length version.
Yeah, are we gonna get taken off YouTube for playing?
We could do.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna play it anyway.
For my Blue Room.
Yes.
Great tune, man. Great tune.
We're gonna end it on this. Bro,
yeah. Great way to end.
Look at that smile.
Look at the smile. He's got a jolly look to him. I feel like he'd just be the nicest guy to know if he was like your neighbor.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? He'd always say good morning and get you treats and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sounds like a weirdo, but not John Candy. Probably be legit dude.
You know what? There's a clip, you know,
Oh, this
about
is the instrumental.
is it instrumental?
Yeah, it's no lyrics.
All right, extra long.
Oh no, there's some lyrics. Okay.
With you, it's oh, track is deep.
Great tune.
Like Steve Martin, there's a clip of Steve Martin talking about that scene in the in the train station, and he was like, when John Candy dropped those lines, like Steve was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna make me cry. Like he delivered it so well, bro. He delivered it so well. Listen, I don't know where you've been. If you haven't seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, it is one of those movies that has to be in your top 10 of like comedy movies.
Yeah, comedy,
like family. Yeah,
right?
I genuinely can still watch that film. The rewatchability on it is insane. And that guy there, man, sorry, I just clocked. Larry Hankins. He's the guy who was in Avengers and said, you have some sort of condition.
Oh my goodness.
That's it.
Was he he was the dude whose wife, he told his wife to come get the big thing, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, no, like we got it. He's like, no, she had a baby, came outside, but she didn't scream or anything. And he like spat in his hand and shook Steve Martin's hand. But was that him? Not him. Oh my god. Baby suction. She didn't scream or nothing. And you got John Candy and Steve Martin. No, we got it. They didn't want to be like, they were like, what the hell?
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, he's in there.
He is, isn't it? Oh,
he was in,
awesome.
what do you call it? And he was you have to what did it say to
you got a condition.
Because he plays those off-key roles.
He does, yeah.
Like he was in Seinfeld. He's done a lot. Again, he's got a massive catalogue of TV and movie shows. But I saw that face and I was like, condition.
Oh, good.
Man, end that on a happy note. That was a great film, great moment. That's actually made me cry, bro.
Great movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, 1987. If you enjoyed that clip, check the description for the full podcast episode. And while you're at it, show some love and click that subscribe and like button.